Hey everybody, welcome to Peep Sight. My name's Joe.
And I'm Josh, and today we're going to be talking about AR-15's.
America's rifle here. All right, today we're going to talk about the AR-15. It's America's rifle. It actually stands for Armalite rifle because that was the company that came out with it. Everybody thinks it's for automatic rifle or
Assault rifle,
but it's Armalite rifle is where AR came from. I call it America's rifle because you cannot go anywhere and not see people shooting this as opposed to anything else. And it makes sense. I mean, it's so easy to shoot. My kids can shoot this very well. I can shoot this very well. It was designed to be easy to shoot. It's fun to shoot. It's not very expensive to purchase one or to run it. I mean, it's running on a common caliber, so you can swap out the bolts, put in a 22 conversion kit, and I can shoot all day for, well, depends on how much 22 goes for, but I can shoot all day with a brick of bullets, and it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and this rifle, I mean, it's so you can modify this, upgrade it, do so much with it that it's almost like make it your own rifle, basically.
Like Legos.
It's like Legos, yeah. They just keep building and building and building.
That's the video games that old people played on before there were video games.
That's a good one there, sir. So, yeah, this rifle is just very common. Like Joe was saying, you can go to any gun shop, pick one up very inexpensively, and you can also purchase upgrades on it that are very inexpensive.
Yeah, if you like to customize stuff, it's easy. I mean, this is as plain Jane as it gets. It really is. Standard buttstock. We didn't swap anything out except for the trigger group. It's got a better barrel on it in the kit we bought, but it's very generic. Even my main rifle, I just went more nostalgic. Marine Corps was using A4s at the time. I hate the quad rail personally, so I stuck with an A3 platform. I like the butt stock because if you're average height, it works out pretty well for you. And then I love the prism optic. Ran that for years at work, and it's just super durable, super easy to use. I can't afford an ACOG because I'm poor, but the primary arms work extremely well, and it does everything that I need to and what I'm used to running. So I run the big one off nostalgia. I didn't do much. I swapped out some trigger components. I do like the Magpul grips. And I drilled a hole through the A2 guard, added on a piece of M-lock or Picatinny rail from Magpul, and then JB welded it down so that at night when it's time to shoot the coyotes that are trying to eat my chickens, I can turn the flashlight on.
Don't you hate that?
I do. Hey Josh, I see you. I heard you won a new rifle.
I sure did. It's just a little typical plain Jane, AR-15. Yeah. But hey, free gun's free gun, right?
Yeah, I'll take a free gun. What are you gonna do with it?
Well, there's a couple things I want to do with it. As you can see here, I have this one is my AR, and it's pretty heavy, but it's got everything that I want on it, and I like it. It's a lot to carry around. So this one, I wanted to make it more suitable for my wife to shoot. A little more lightweight, something I can take, to the range and do some plinking with, longer distance. So I wanted to put a smaller optic on it that has some power to it. I also wanted to put maybe a new charging handle on it, something easier to use and grasp. Okay. And my wife's a left-handed shooter on the rifle. So I kind of wanted to put a ambidextrous safety switch on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had to do that with mine. This one here for my wife. She shoots left eye dominant, and we did end up adding a ambi safety on it. Yeah. I don't like them myself, but it really works well because half the people in my family shoot left on the left side.
Yeah, and something like that too. It's so lightweight, just easy to use, and your kids can use it. Anybody can use it, pick it up and all that.
Yeah, that was why we kept it pretty simple. My wife shoots very well with the iron sights, and wants a lightweight gun. We don't need a whole bunch of extra stuff put on it, so I just swapped out the trigger parts, a polished trigger in it, and then we put in an ambidextrous safety. I think there's some disadvantages to them. If I'm going to work the safety with my traditionally, it's going to rub against my finger. So there's some of that it has to be trained for. But
so there's some perks and disadvantages.
There's some perks and disadvantages to it. I think the other thing too is it's good to train on, for a lefty to train on running the safety and a traditional rifle, just because if they have to pick one up and use it, they know how. But it's worth doing. If I was left shoulder dominant, I would do that.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a fairly inexpensive upgrade to do to your gun.
Yeah, I don't remember what it cost, but it was probably $10 or $20.
Yeah, I'm all for the cheaper the better, because I don't have a lot of money. I don't know about you, but
I'm poor. So, Josh, so I can clarify, the purpose of your rifle, as I understand it, is you want it to be lightweight, so it's easy to use, with a low power optic, and then you're just looking for upgrades, make it more ambidextrous, a sling of some sort. And you said something about a charging handle.
yeah, I mean, this guy right here is my go-to rifle, but it's heavy. Okay. It's not a lot of fun to carry around, but if I need to, it's got a light, so if it's nighttime, I'm set. It's got a red dot, I'm set, you know, for close encounters and all that stuff. But this one is going to be more of my fun gun to shoot around with, and like I said, I want it for my wife to really shoot with.
Okay.
So I want it to be lightweight, something that she can feel comfortable with. I also want something that I can see a little farther out, maybe, you know, up to 200, 300, 400 yards. Okay.
So it's a lightweight plinker, but you're gonna do some long range work with it.
Yeah, just to have some fun with, and not really gonna be taking this hunting or anything like that. You never know, maybe. I don't know. But this is just something lightweight that I can have fun with, and then my wife can have.
Ground squirrel season's starting soon.
I heard it's always starting soon.
It is. The snow's almost off the mountains now.
That's true.
Okay. So you're not looking for a red dot sight at all, probably. You're looking for something maybe similar to this or smaller, and for optics.
Yeah, I mean, I even thought about putting like a red dot with like a magnifier behind it, just in case.
Okay.
But
those are popular.
I also don't want to spend a whole lot of money on it because I'm not made of money, believe it or not. So
I do. The thing with the magnifier, then you're looking at putting 2 pieces of stuff on the top of your rifle. So if you're looking for lightweight, I would probably look for an optic. Definitely lighter than this. This is actually, because it's so beefy, it's pretty heavy, but there are some lightweight scopes. I think they make micro prisms now too, or a low power fixed 4 or something like that would be a good optic for that. I mean, it's definitely a solid option there. The safety, then you're looking at, do you want to have both full sizes on each side, or a 45-degree safety as opposed to the 90-degree rotation? So those are things that you're going to have to kind of look at before you start buying. But it makes sense that if you get a purpose behind your rifle, before you just start putting parts on it, you want to know what you're going to do with it. And like I said, lightweight. I mean, most of my guns I have are for hunting purposes, so I need it to be no heavier than it need be, because I don't want to carry any extra stuff up the mountains.
Yeah, and I see a lot of people throwing just a bunch of stuff on the rifle. Like, this has a bunch of stuff on it, but everything on this rifle has a purpose.
Yes.
I don't want to put all this on that. I want to keep it as light as possible, just something fun to shoot with and something comfortable to shoot with.
Yeah, that's definitely a doable goal.
So yeah, this is essentially, if you went to a gun store, this is essentially what you would get. You know, nothing more than a lower and an upper receiver. The lower itself is all Magpul. It's actually a factory out of Bonners Ferry that made the lower receiver itself, so it's kind of nice. It's local and close to home.
You like that?
Yeah. And then the upper receiver is just, you know, the barrel, the bolt carrier group, and the charging handle. So anyway, we're going to be making a series on the AR-15, and we're going to have multiple videos of how we're going to upgrade this. We're going to deck it out. We're going to put a sweet paint job on it. We still haven't decided what we wanted to do yet, but
rattle can
it is.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. We start talking about building up Josh a rifle here, and we'll talk about each little thing in more detail as we figure out what he wants.
Yeah, so this is going to be a video series on ARs. ARs are just very common, and we thought there's just too much stuff to talk about in one video. So we'll be breaking it down more specific in future videos to come.
Thanks for joining us.